Welcome back, guys, to Steven's DIY Auto Repair.
Alright guys, and we're back in this 2014 Chevy Impala. So I apologize guys, I don't know what happened to the recording, but basically we did a starter on this vehicle prior. We did we scanned the vehicle for codes. It had a bunch of codes, so we reported that to our customer. Our customer wanted us to come back out and do a diagnosis because the check engine light was on and she needed to get it smogged. So here we are, and we're going to take you through our process to figure out what's going on with this vehicle. So here you go.
Okay, so we got it, went through another scan, and looks like we're gonna have a few less codes this time. So we got the exhaust cam position system, performance bank 1, evap, cold start intake camshaft position. So we're gonna take note of that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and clear these codes. We're gonna go ahead and clear these codes and see what comes back. So we're just gonna take save as a PDF. Save that for later. Okay, we can go back. So now so we're gonna go into the engine control module and scan for codes. Let's see. And we have those same codes coming up. So now we're gonna go erase codes. Okay, that was weird. So, okay, we got the codes erased. Okay, now we're gonna turn it back on. See what we can get to pop back up. We might actually have to drive it in order to activate any kind of codes. See if there's anything pending. Nothing. Okay guys, so we took it out for a test drive. Put about 6-7 miles on the clock, and still no trouble codes, or pending trouble codes at that, and no check engine lights. So we're gonna go ahead and start looking over the vehicle, and then maybe try to take it for another test drive and see if we can't get that check engine light to light. Okay, so it didn't show, but I'm recommending front and rear brakes and rotors, and then front wheel bearings. Especially the passenger side is the worst, and this one's got some play in it. Not a lot of noise yet, but the passenger side is really bad. When we go on another test drive, I'll let you guys listen to it. Coming up here, took the engine cover off. We're just gonna pull a spark plug and check it, but we did find, got a little crack here. And it's all gummed up with oil and stuff, so we're gonna try to clean that up a little bit. Really didn't want to come on in here and start touching anything until the check engine light's set, but this is where we're at. Okay, so we got one spark plug out. It's bad, but it's not too bad. Definitely would recommend some new spark plugs. So here's another cylinder, AC Delco. So I'm assuming these are original plugs. So definitely going to recommend some plugs. Okay, so we're going to test the brake fluid. It looks pretty clean. Looks like they just put new fluid in. But we'll test it. So yeah, super clean, brand new, you can tell. Now we're gonna switch over, flip over the card, check the coolant. Same thing, coolant doesn't look too bad. Oops. And as you can definitely see, we're in that safe zone, so good to go. Okay, so we checked our transmission fluid. We're good on the level, and it looks like it's okay. Okay, same thing. Engine oil level is good. Looks fairly clean. Okay guys, so we got our purge solenoid here. Fits right in there to the intake. It's just one 10 mil on the bottom, one connector here, and then remove your hose from your outlet there. So like always, we're gonna just blow some smoke through the hose and make sure that we have no smoke coming out. This is supposed to be closed all the time until it's commanded on by the ECM. So we're gonna go ahead and smoke it and let you guys know what we found. Okay, so we did get a little bit of smoke outside of the ring here. We never got smoke out the outlet here. So I know the customer said that they just replaced this about a year ago. So we're gonna go ahead and keep that in mind. All right, so we got our little stopper in there, and we're gonna put some smoke through here and see what we can find. Okay guys, so far no leaks. It's building up enough pressure in there that it's literally popping this out. So we're gonna go ahead, put this back together, try to run it and see if we can get any codes to set. If not, I think that's gonna be a wrap, guys. All right guys, so we checked over the entire system, took it out for another test drive, put a couple more miles on it, but we're gonna be ending it here at 166,027 miles on the clock. My advice to the customer is gonna be just to drive it around. There's no point in me driving it around, wasting gas and having to pay me to drive this around. So I'm gonna have the customer drive it around and give it a couple days so that the PIDs will set. I'll come over and check it to make sure they're set for them, and then they can go ahead and take it in and get it smog checked as long as the check engine light doesn't come back on. So we found some other stuff that's wrong with it, spark plugs, front and rear brakes and rotors, as well as front wheel bearings. Those definitely need to be replaced soon. So there you have it, guys. Unfortunately, this wasn't a big diagnostic video, but it's also good news for my customers thus far. I just hope the check engine light stays off, and whatever that code popped up, I can't even explain it. Sometimes these systems can do wonky stuff. The crankshaft and camshaft position sensors, I mean, that could kind of be explained with possibly the bad starter, but I don't know where that evap code came from. So we'll monitor it and let you guys know. So anyway, guys, all right guys, and we are back. And we're in this 2014 Chevy Impala. And we're back because the check engine light came back on. We're running a couple tests. According to scan data, our vent solenoid is venting like it should. But the problem is we have a weak vacuum. So we're taking it around. We're going to be testing it out and seeing what we can find. So stick around. Okay guys, so what we did was, since we have a weak vacuum and we didn't see any leaks, and if we're trusting scan tool data, everything seems to be working properly. So what we did was left our purge valve connected, took the hose off, put some smoke on it, and commanded it open, and it's not opening. So I believe we're gonna call it with a bad evap purge valve. So we got one, so we're gonna go ahead and throw it on and confirm our suspicion. All right guys, so I didn't show it, but we noticed, our malfunction indicator lit up because we have a weak vacuum. And we noticed, even though we were driving and commanding the evap purge valve up to almost 100%, we still were not drawing a vacuum in our fuel tank. So what we did was we checked the integrity of the purge valve that was on there, and what we did was we left it connected to the electrical connector in the car, but we unhooked it, put some smoke up to it, and commanded it on, and we were getting no smoke out of the end of it. Of course, there's other ways you could do that, but that's the way we decided to do it. So what I did was I had one in the I had a new one, so we went ahead, popped that one in, and we got it in right now, and we are already looking way better on our fuel tank pressure. So we're already getting into a good vacuum. Let's see if I can show you guys here. So you can see there that we're actually getting into a vacuum now, which is good because we weren't before. The way this specific system works, it's not like Dodge or Chrysler or whatever you want to call it. The way this one works is the purge valve is commanded on, and it pulls the vehicle into a vacuum, and then it monitors that vacuum to set a code. So we're going to keep driving this and keep monitoring it. Alright guys, so we put quite a bit of miles on. We're at 166,201 miles. We have no check engine light as of now, but we still do not have our monitors set. I just cannot keep driving this vehicle. I was really hoping to get it set for the customer, but it's just not going to happen. So it is what it is. We're going to check for trouble codes. We have no codes. Oh, these were the codes that were in there prior. So not much more we can do, guys. We're just gonna have to give it back and have the customer just drive it. I just want to do 015. Want to do a post scan on this. before we shut it down. And those are the only codes we have. So there you have it, guys. We'll see what's going to happen with this vehicle.